Last Refuge. So first map, last refuge. Does this, wait, one sec, let me check. Okay, this covers the timer, so that's good. Last refuge, huh? Night Elf versus Orc. Top right, we have our yellow Orc player, ArminvB. And it will be interesting to see if he goes for Headhunters or Grunts. I have seen him play both, but it does look like it will be Blade Grunts, I believe. And on the other side, our red Night Elf player Paz going for the Tavern build. So Ancient War first. He is going to have a pretty conservative Ancient War. Wants to just take the green camp, be able to eat trees as well. There is some potential to put the tree like somewhere here or here and creep this, but maybe eat this tree and then be closer to this for later. But it's now this is the safe play. The safe play that makes sure you can get a bit of experience, and I think that's important against Orc, because if Orc wants to harass your Tavern Hero at the start, they definitely can with either Blade or Farseer. So I think it's good. Okay, we do have Grunts coming. Will there be an early second burrow? Okay, it's going to be a shop. Probably no early second burrow. I assume he'll go for tech first. Oh yeah, Paz build is so far standard. Wisp will be arriving around the time the hero comes out. Might even spot it. Yeah, probably spots that and gets away. So very nice actually for the timing. Knows the Blade's going to be creeping, so he'll be able to easily take this first camp for sure. I wonder if it's almost worth, if you know the Blade is creeping this first, I wonder if it's worth to have your archers already moved over here to like take this. Because with 3 archers and a panda, it should go decently fast, at least for the level 4. And then you can start creeping the as well. I'm not sure. Or maybe panda 2 archers could creep that, and 1 archer solo creeps this. I don't know, maybe that's weird. Too much multitasking for my small elf brain, but an option potentially. I think it would make more sense with like things like Tinker probably, because Factory can solo creep the stuff. Okay, Armin gets a circlet, picks up another circlet, gets his items to heal and come across. And we will see him being able to harass this Shadow Priest camp. 1 archer ensnared, the other one half health. No dust actually picked up by Armin though. Interestingly enough. I can't actually remember if he peon scouted. He might not have even known there was a Tavern Hero. But if you know there's a Tavern Hero, I think getting dust is pretty good, because you know there's also going to be like 3 archers you can chase down. Yeah, so far just kind of buying time. Gloves of Haste, not too great. Actually a very healthy count of archers already. Let's see, picks up boots. Good to be able to run away from that Blade. And the Blade is going to pick up dust. Does pick up dust. On his way to tier 2, does have his second burrow finished now as well. Almost tier 2 already, and Elf also nearing tier 2. Still more archers, so quite a lot of them. Will be definitely good to fend off these little bit of harasses the Orc may do. But does need to always be careful of not getting caught out against the Blade Master, as the Blade Master can definitely chop a lot of these up quickly. Armin will be stealing 1 camp here. likely pick up this item after he makes use of his salves. Paz being able to finally reach level 2, gets a replenishment potion, which honestly is not bad. I think there's quite a bit of value. You probably prefer the other items, both Wand of Illusion and Sentries against Blade, but I still think this can be decent for the panda. Okay, Paz going to do a little bit of pull here, and it should be fairly safe. He does have a lot of archers. One grunt does get ensnared, which will help a lot for our Night Elf player. Oh my, that breath actually secured the kill, because otherwise Armin was going to get it. Armin just putting some chip damage on this panda now, realizing he doesn't want to dive too far into the archers, as there is a lot of them to do damage. And we have Double Wind already over halfway completed, Tree of Ages on the way. Or, yeah, tier 3 on the way for the Night Elf. And Dust coming out finally. This archer will be going down, but oh my god. Oh, that was almost a surround there. That was going to be really rough for the panda if that surround went off. But a hex. This is the type of play that can always just lose you the game as the person facing the, or win the game if you're the orc player. When you pop in with that first hex when they're not expecting it, oh my god. But Paz does get away, will have to expend his TP. However, well worth to keep the panda alive. And going to go right back to creeping right away. But the orc not looking to harass this at all and just creep himself. Both sides going to get a pretty big orange camp. Belt of Giant Strength for the blade. Probably not ideal. Sometimes extra tank ability can be nice, but I think in this situation he would have preferred something else. Panda, on the other hand, greater mana. Definitely the type of item you want to see. We have Talons out. One still chilling in the base. Shop on the way, tier 3 about to finish. And Ancient War getting prepared to continue creeping on the lab. Armin, on the other hand, is going Raider Walker. So he will likely want to find some sort of timing in the next minute in which he can, or maybe even less than a minute, where he can like deal some damage before this elf army, finally picks up with all of its tier 3. I don't think that was denied, but yeah, Paz does get the kill on that. No steal from the blade. This Talon, oh my god. It's a rampaging ogre, dude. You gotta watch out for them. Nice breath to secure that as well. Blade was a little AFK. And gets a health tone. These are insane items. I wonder if it would even be better if it was like Mana Stone and Greater Heal. But either way, the combination of those two items is insane. Shadowhunter has a claws. Pretty good to pass to the blade at some point. Greater Heal. Probably prefer mana for the Shadow, because you will rely on Heal Wave quite a bit. Yeah, Blade, low mana right now. Fairy fired, having to run away. Orb of Venom picked up. This panda is probably going to want to fight soon, as he is inventory starved. But we'll see what he does. Is he gonna go for the red? He is. Oh my god. So I assume this play is going to likely use up his potion, just so that he can creep this, get the item, and then move on. It's a Django. Oh my god, these are some good items. I mean, both sides have got good items, to be honest. Claws, Circlet, Greater Heal. But yeah, Django. I feel like maybe you'd prefer Unholy Aura technically with Talons, and like Django with Bears. But I mean, you're not complaining as a Night Elf when you get a movement speed aura, am I right? And we will finally have a fight here. Panda's still a bit weak after that camp. Oh my god, and the creeps woke up. They're going to be attacking the raiders. Ensnare on the raider. That's huge. Fairy fire coming out on everything. There is a couple disenchants available, or one disenchant now. He used Spirit Link. And Armin's half creeping right now. He's killing the ogre. We'll give some time for Paz to put in a lot of damage. Paz pulling back so that he can buy time for the next Breath of Fire. Gets it off there. Still quite healthy orc units though. However, this greater mana potion, when this comes out, if he can put some real damage on these units after, that would be huge. Orc finally starting to get a little weak here, but the elf side as well, running out of talons, little mana left. The next haze and breath. Oh wait, he doesn't have haze. He only has brawler. Oh my god. Still, the breath doing huge damage, and the orc, you need to run away, dude. There's still 2 more breaths. Oh my god. Armin very narrowly getting away with a lot of units, but Paz might chase these down. He does have boots. Shadowhunter is 3. He might go for a mana potion and heal wave. Oh my god. And continues creeping, maybe hoping for replenishment here. Or Wand of Illusion. It does get replenishment, so this panda will be able to be healed without the need for these drained wells. Salving up is Armin. But overall, a good fight for Armin. He didn't lose nearly as much as I thought he would. Maybe since Paz had that Crater mana potion, Drunken Haze on level 4 could have been better. Because he had a lot of mana to work with. So a bit of extra ignite damage and the mischance might have been well worth it. We do see another mana potion picked up. Full mana on the panda after that replenishment and the moonwells. And we have a heal scroll as well, which will be huge. Orc on the other hand, 4 raiders. Is he going to look to expand? Not pulling peons yet, but he is at 49 food. And no fortified burrows either. Very vulnerable base. Huge breath coming in. The damage is crazy now with that level 5 panda, level 3 breath. And these grunts are going to die very quickly to the talons. Raiders will take a bit of work, but that's what the breath is for. Paz kiting back nicely, just trying to buy time in between each breath. Armin does have a heal scroll though, and mana potion and heal wave doing what it can to keep his units healthy. But cycloning up is everything. One more talon going to go down here. Another one maybe to the blade. Nicely moved out with crow form. Should see another breath here, and this one's really starting to lower down the orc units. Armin may have to get out here soon. He does have a heal scroll, can pop it now. Oh, back into cyclone before the heal scroll. Huge breath. Can he get some kills? 1 kill, 2 kills. 2 kills right before the heal scroll. A third grunt also falls. Armin going for the panda now. It is low mana, low health, but level 6 Hex comes out. Could go for potion plus ultimate if he wants, or he could just throw up the blade in a cyclone. Why not? This panda is actually pretty tanky still. 250 health. He is on red health, but oh my god. Wait, the Hex! Run, panda! Oh my god, playing with fire here. Paz does decide to get out with a TP. Not going to lose that panda here. And he's, for this panda not having a single stat item, he's surprisingly tanky. But I guess that's what happens with Drunken Brawler, being a strength-based hero, and likely quite a few tomes, maybe some strength or Manual of Health tomes, not sure. Armin took some big hits there. Still at 46 food now. More raiders, more walkers being added in. No more grunts because too much magic damage. But Paz has a very high count of talons. Looking to push in now with a full control group. And this Panda's level 6, going to get ready for his ultimate soon. And there's no fortified. It's not even being... He has 1400 wood, but no fortified being unlocked here. And these burrows dying quickly, that's going to stun Armin's reinforcements. Paz just going for the burrows, it looks like. Might want to just TP out afterwards, but he could even fight this with his ultimate if he likes. Should see a breath and then ultimate maybe here. Let's see if he decides to continue fighting or just wants to get out. Yeah, we do see a breath, do see the ultimate, and these raiders are just collapsing. The entire army of Armin is just non-existent anymore. Needs to load up these burrows to get some piercing damage in. Blade low and just cycloned up in the air the whole time. Talons are starting to fall now with those loaded up burrows. But, I mean, this Panda is going to work. It's reached level 7 while in its ultimate form. And all there is left for the orc side is his heroes. He's not going to be able to hold this. Paz is going to take game 1 here with the Pazda. Oh my god. One more breath. Oh my god. No, dude. Blade Master burnt to a crisp there at the end. The level 7 Pazda strikes again. One hero kill is all it took. Oh, maybe I should have put it in a different folder that had more replays in it. XD. Okay, one sec. I forgot to turn that off. Okay. Oh my god, I forgot to unmute the sounds for desktop audio. I played the whole game without sounds on the game. That's fine. Everyone just wanted to hear me anyways, right? I'm sure. Kappa. No one probably even had sound. No one was even listening to the cast. They were just watching the glory, right? Well, now you should be able to hear building sounds and breath sounds and stuff. I totally forgot I had the desktop audio muted at first, because I don't normally mute that. Anyways, back to the game. We do have a more standard build this time with Alter first for Paz, but he is going to go for the more greedy creep, which this creep can get level 2 pretty easily, and I believe it has a higher tier item as well, but I can't remember exactly. Like, is this the... Does this camp have like Periapt and Pendant? I'm not actually sure. I forget. It might just be like Circlet or something. But you should be able to creep this with... I mean, whatever. You should be able to get the level 5 before your opponent arrives. But if they do harass, you might not be able to get the 2 like level 3s in the back. And then at the bottom right, our yellow orc player Armin going for a different strategy this time with the Farseer. But he is going grunts, no headhunters. Or at least one grunt. We'll see if he mixes in a war mill at all. But it looks like Farseer grunt. And Demon Hunter is the choice for Paz. So no keeper this time. We'll see if he decides to go into winds or lores later. Bears, of course, can get some huge value with DH, but then there's also the classic DH, Beastmaster, Tinker, Talon play. But yeah, he is starting this creep. And as you can see, getting the level 5 is very safe, pretty much. Maybe if the opponent pulls with a scout, they can stop it. But finishing the rest can sometimes be rough if the opponent scouts this and comes over right away. Armin, however, no scout, just going to run across with the Farseer and Wolves and a Grunt. And this creep going very well, already going to have only one level 3 null left. Might be able to secure this. Could get a detonate. Does get a nice detonate. Let's see if he can secure these wolves. Gets one wolf. Does not manage to get the other and loses his archer. But the Ancient War has survived so far. Maybe a little misplay by Armin to not kill this, because it is very vulnerable right now. But Paz is going to get it rooted and just defend with his Demon Hunter here. He's a little weak, only having a DH, but at the same time, it's a DH. Let's go. Mana burn away. Farseer already dry on mana, actually. Maybe got a little too close to the Demon Hunter there overall. And this Ring of Regen, getting the DH up to full. Wisps getting damaged, but I don't think much has gone down. I think one Wisp probably died. One more Wolf going to Paz. Was some nice micro on the Wolves, but in the end, one ends up getting misrallied back in and dies.
A player's forces are under attack.
If there was a Wisp die, it was a detonate actually. So maybe there might not have actually been any Wisps that died there, because this was the Archer of XP. So good job to keep the Wisps alive. Hunter's Hall on the way, so it is going to likely be lore play. And we do see Armin finally going for this Ancient War, but probably a bit too late now that he does not have wolves. This will be a little too costly for Armin here. I almost wonder if it would have been worth to cancel that Archer and have the tree attacking the Grunt there. But it does look like Paz should be able to get the Grunt eventually. Will get the XP for... oh no, it'll probably be denied. Farseer does come in for the deny. Some tanky items for the DH. And I know with this lore play, the Oceanic scene likes to see that Pit Lord second, so that might be the choice here. Armin, on the other hand, once again going for the Raider Walker and Shadowhunter second. Only difference is a Farseer first, but the Farseer not working out quite as planned because he walked into a Demon Hunter and lost all his mana. Maybe Armin was expecting another Tavern hero or something different, but the Demon Hunter punishes him a bit, getting off a lot of mana burns. Ring of Regen getting some good value here, and it is going to be the Pit Lord. Only a few archers available for creeping. And Paz is a bit low on... okay, because he already had one queued. He is a bit low on resources, so his tech isn't going to start for a little bit. But after this next Wisp, he should hopefully have enough. Armin going for a pretty big creep here. But with Wolves and Serpent Wards and then Salves to heal the Grunts after, it should be fine. Pulls it down onto the low ground as well, so that you can run away if needed. Yeah, Paz already having a level 3 Demon Hunter. Looking to harass here, it looks like. But you do gotta be careful sometimes against Hex and Ensnare. However, only the first Raider just now getting out, and there is no Hex yet because he went Serpent Wards first. Oh, I'm not sure about the Serpent Wards play. I think against Demon Hunter you typically want Hex. And now he's just losing all his mana, not being able to put damage on this DH. Getting heavily punished for that Serpent Wards first play, with the DH being able to freely move around. However, we should have Ensnare soon. And once Ensnare comes out, he might go for a Surround to get rid of that DH. Pit Lord creeping in the meantime and has some insane items. Ring of Regen to heal, couple strength items, and a Claws. Oh my god. There might even be some items in the marketplace to pick up later. Yeah, Paz continues to just keep tabs on Armin's army, which is looking quite weak at the moment, as he did lose that one Grunt earlier. Walker has not arrived. Does have Ensnared now. Oh my god, I didn't see. I think Armin got both of those, but I'm not positive. Because I don't think his Shadowhunter was level 2 before that, right? I mean, I could probably check in the quest log. Yeah, Ensnare finally coming. Oh my god, he tries to go for the surround with Serpent Wards. DH does break free though. Yeah, now that Ensnare is here, has wisely pulling back. Going to use that replenishment potion and get healed back up. And the Pit Lord is stacked. Passing the Ring of Regen as well. Since he did lose that Ancient War earlier, that has hurt him a bit. He would have really liked to creep this with the Ancient War and Pit Lord right now. Instead, he is going to have to use his Demon Hunter to tank as well, and a bear finally arriving, likely going to need to use Rejuvenation after. Armin, Scourge Bone Chimes, pretty good with the Raider Walker. However, you really need to find the right timing, and I'm not sure if he's going to find the timing. His Shadow Hunter is not 3, whereas Pit Lord, on the other hand, insane items and already level 3, not what you want to deal with as the Orc. You want to be able to put pressure on the Pit Lord before he even reaches 3, maybe even pick off a bear before Master Form. But that's just not the scenario. Looking rough, looking to be a rough position for Armin right now. Although, I mean, he has some good items. They just... items aren't going to be enough against this sort of army. Okay, we do see 1 Kodo mixed in. 3 Raiders, however. Which is maybe a bit questionable against this many bears coming out. I would have liked to see probably 3 Walker instead. Yeah, we do have the fight coming out. Most of the focus fire being on the heroes at the start, finally switching over to the bear. But the Raiders dropping quickly. I don't think they ever really got fully healed. And he has level 2 Serpent Wards. I'm not sure if that's the right call here. I think generally you'd like Heal Wave and Hex instead. Pit Lord starting to drop low, but this is one tanky boy. He has Invuln still. He has a lot of damage. DH also putting in a lot of damage with the Orb, but getting focused, dropping low. Does manage to TP out just in time. And yeah, the 50 food army. Orcs generally will win this fight, but elves can sometimes overpower them by continuing to come back here through rejuvenations and, you know, the effect of quicker healing from Moonwells compared to salves. So as you can see, Armin looking pretty weak here, and Paz might be going straight across again, just continuous fighting from this point on. And that's what you want. You want to make sure the Orc never gets their mana and health situation under control again, so that they can't deal with the bears. There is also vision for Paz from the Kodo, so he will know that this creep is underway. And this could be a big moment here for our Night Elf player, as poison going to be spread on everything and salves potentially cancelled. Wolves coming out. Still a little difficult to deal with as we don't have Dispel on the Night Elf side. But this Pit Lord just putting in that deeps. Big deeps coming out. And of course the Orb of Venom DH as well, working hard. Armin doing what he can to kite a bit, but this just isn't the type of army you can really kite against. Going to speed scroll away. Still has a bear in this Kodo, and it might even get out. One other bear does get ensnared and focused though. Armin's hero dropping low. Will be able to TP out. Saving most of his army actually though. Armin really only lost 1 unit there. And got a bear. So in terms of that, it's favorable for Armin. But yeah, this is the problem, right? You just don't get the time to actually heal up. DH going to put some pressure on. He does not actually have a way out though. No invuln, no TP. So if there was a ensnare focus fire, could have been a little sketchy, but Demon Hunter is fairly tanky. And of course a bear and the Pit Lord might have arrived soon after to help him. Yeah, Armin just struggling right now to get healed up. Would probably like a heal scroll, however he cannot reach the center of the map right now. And Paz maybe going to play it safe. Okay, no TP, Just going for invuln plus a second heal scroll. So going to have a lot of value in this 50 food army. And Armin just not being able to fully heal up. No mana to start the fight with the Shadow Hunter. Getting burned there instantly, as well as the burn earlier when the DH was chasing. Yeah, Armin he just can't fight. Paz is overwhelming him so far. Armin continuing to just have to back off, but how do you heal from this point? He doesn't even have salves right now. And I think Paz has bought the heal scrolls. There might be one left. Let's see. He's selling everything. He does get one heal scroll, gets a TP as well. Will he turn to fight here, maybe go for focus, or is he just going to try to do a little hit and run? Maybe he picked up Pillage, wants to kill a Moonwell. Kodo will fall eventually. Nothing in it though. And level 4 for the DH. Now that DH looking a lot more tankier with that level 2 evasion. Shadowhunter dropping quickly. All the raiders are weak. Armin unable to fight straight up, but also not managing to sneak by or hit and runs. Paz also does have a Wisp scouting out if there is going to be an Expo. And pushing beyond 50 food now, 56 food for our Night Elf player. And looking to end this, I think there is spiked barricades, which I don't know if you guys have seen, but the damage that spiked barricades can do to bears is actually kind of crazy. I think this is only level 1 spiked barricades, but like level 2 spiked barricades, they'll do like 30 something damage to themselves, I think.
The town is under siege.
Yeah, Paz just going to back off. Raiders coming in, and this is Armin's one out to do as much hit and run as he can, get pillage, take out Moonwells. Even better if Paz is in upkeep, which Paz is. So if he can take out some Moonwells, that would be huge for Armin. However, there is another fight breaking out, and Armin can't really stay around in this too long. Will TP out, might even get a bear. Does get a bear right at the end. So TP for a bear, and then the hidden cost. The hidden cost of having to use like 2 sets of salves and a clarity to get back healed up. Rebuying the TP. So expensive in items right now for Armin. Going to be locked at 50 food for a long time, and going to get caught out again. Raider taking an Orb of Venom hit, dropping low. Heal Wave comes out, but Mana Burn also to come out, minus 71. Paz just looking to chase right now. Does not want this Orc army in his base. And this Orb of Venom over time while chasing, going to continue to lower the health of everything it hits. Armin, no towers up, not expanding either. Paz, however, is expanding and looking to take the fight. Armin getting baited into the fight here. Utilizing his mana and pulling the raiders back nicely. Might even get a bear. Does get staffed out instead. And I mean, Armin's doing what he can. He's getting insane saves on everything. Like look at this. These are all alive. But where's the healing? How do you ever heal this up in time? Paz looking to put the dagger in now. Let's see, does he just go for the base or does he chase? Looks like he's going to chase again, and I don't blame him. He does have boots on his DH. Access to Mana Burn, Orb of Venom, safety TP in case Armin was ever able to turn on him. And yeah, we have a chase underway. Might try to snipe this tree. There is no Nature's Blessing currently. And Paz actually just gonna TP. Not going to work out as Armin does spot it right away. But at the same time, securing this tree, making sure it does not get picked off quickly by Armin is a valid play. Because if this tree is alive, like, there's just nothing that Armin can really do. He's already way behind. And being down a base is just going to make the situation worse and worse for the orc player. One more bear does get ensnared and focused here. May die before the staff can go off, as there is ensnare on that bear. So Armin doing what he can, getting some nice pickoffs, but I mean, look at this damage. Look at this damage. Would be interesting to see if maybe even a second pair of boots for the pit lord, or like an orb on the pit lord. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what would be best. He does get an orb for the pit lord. Yeah, these bears looking scary. No upgrades on them, but I think just having the bears themselves is all you really need at this point, as Armin is just unable to currently fight them. Kodo hiding in the back, eating its little snack. That bear is going to die. Feels bad, man. Wolves coming out. Will be scouting once again. And Armin really needs to do something about this expansion, or take out some moonwells. Probably has level 2 spiked barricades by now. And you can always see this damage coming in when the bears start attacking them. Sometimes against this sort of base trade, you can actually retrain on the pit lord as well. Get like Rain of Fire, kill towers or burrows or peons with it. Yeah, we do see another TP coming in, going to pick off one raider. Other one is going to escape though. Wolves resummoned. Keeper third could also be an option, both for a third orb carrier and for the entangle lockdown. Wolves getting slowed, might see some abolish on them, and likely just another TP picked up to be safe. Eventually, maybe.
A player's forces are under attack. Town is under siege.
Yeah, Armin doing a lot of running around here. However, it's just really hard for him to find the opening. No Witch Doctor with Sentry Ward to spot the elf properly. He does have wolves though, but yeah, just not finding the path to get through. Paz with a wisp in the middle as well to spot the orc army. And more beers! More beers! He does have Nature's Blessing now, also getting more, some bear upgrades. TP picked up. Shadowhunter has managed to actually get level 4 somehow out of all this, picking off some bears here and there. Serpent Ward to spot the elf. Might be able to sneak through here on the top. Does Ultra Vision end up spotting him? I think it saw the tail end there. Ultra Vision, pretty good upgrade by the way. Just saying, by the way. And we do have another fight underway. Might see Armin just look to pick off a bear and then TP out. Looks like he's going to lose likely at least one raider himself though. Yeah, we do see one raider go down and a bear go down. So like, army wise, Armin's getting more food killed, you know, losing a raider but killing a bear. But the thing is, Armin just has to heal so much more after every fight. He loses his TP and he's down a base now. They're just not going to get enough value with those small pickoffs. Django! We got another Django, boys! Look at that! Look at this pit lord! Ugh, that thick lord though! Claw, gauntlet, orb. Django.
Is under siege.
Let's go!
A player's forces are under attack.
Yeah, I do think Django probably one of the best with bears. I think the attack speed for bears is pretty nice. We do see a TP coming out. We'll probably miss some of his army, but you don't really need your whole army here as the elf player, as He is now at 76 versus 50 food. Level 5 DH. Oh no. This dude's a menace. Orc's not going to ever be able to fight straight up at this point with 5-5 DH Pitlord. And Armin once again having to TP out. So much gold spent in TPs, but just not much damage done. Paz doing a very good job at limiting the damage to his buildings. Like not even losing the one Moonwell here. Keeping his tree alive. Armin going for the Expo. Wisp does not spot it yet. I'm not sure if Paz has moved it to C. Because I think it was here earlier. But it does look like maybe he's aware. He's heading across right now. So he may have seen it. Going to likely pick up a TP. And yeah, there's just not much here. There's only 2 raiders. It's all like walkers now too. We do see another TP come in. Nothing split off to attack the Expo. Yeah, just like a slow grind here to pick off these orc units when he can. Armin just not being able to get much. Going to potentially go for the tree here. Paz pulling it back. There is the tree to eat though, if he would like. I'm not actually sure where this tree is walking to, but he looks a bit adventurous. Just you know, moseying on down through the center of the map. And another TP. This time with the Dryads, we will have a bear flank. Where are you running? Where are you running, Orc Army? Oh no, it's a sandwich. Bear sandwich. And Armin finally calls the GG, realizing he just can't come back. Too much extra gold mined for the elf. Too many pickoffs on raiders.